Yo, what's good? How you doing? So to elaborate more, after opening up this new page, I want to kick it off like this. Alright? I'm gonna kick it off like this. Alright? That's how y'all felt before the coronavirus. That's how y'all felt. Right? Before the coronavirus. Now there were some people born into a gang and then they become this thing called a rapper. Right? And they have the insight of becoming a rapper to escape the life that they was born in because it was worse. In this rapper life, it's very appealing, it's pleasing, and it's the only way to get out of certain neighborhoods because that same white man probably wouldn't hire a colored youth. Let's just face it, 9 to 5s are harder than what you thought. Not only that, my thing is there's a community in America that wears that same color, the same type of way. Are they body snatchers and organ harvesters? I mean, whose skin color you wearing, honestly and truthfully. I mean, and I'm the type of person, to call a spade a spade. So I don't know what community he came from. I don't know what hood he came from. But all I know is don't change now. So let's get back to what I was going to show everybody. This is more of the project Bluebeam Cyber Satan. I'm going to drop it again. The Luciferian effect was something that happened on Mars. You really don't know it to understand it. But if there's a story that's attached to it, even if you didn't listen or live it, I should say, you should listen to it. Because even if it didn't take place, it can still happen in a different way. That's why the Cyber Satan is the Luciferian effect. They both have devil names. And it's equivalent to a disaster. That's just what it is. There's like little gigs to it. So it's supposed to be something smart. And the phenomenon is going to be broadcasted worldwide. So each and every other country, even our allies, will be witnessing the beam in the air that's structured over the United States and structured over Canada. Like I said, Elon Musk is responsible for electric cars. Maybe an EMP that's a complete blackout. And then an upstart, a jump start, especially for the electric cars because gas is so expensive, would be a smart experiment. Because if you think about it, after a blackout and then when the lights come back on, certain light bulbs, they don't come on fully. You have to unplug the light, or you have to take the bulb out, turn the switch off, or whatever, to get the full capacity of the light. So certain cars, electric cars, aren't really like others, and they rather use electricity anyway. So to get on to another video that I'm gonna show, this has everything to do with the Cyber Satan. Like I said, since you people like to ask questions because you don't know the answer to them, and hopefully you could get them answered in an angle. That's what you people try to you live for. You live for more knowledge. You live for the next phenomenon. You live to see the next thrill or to live through something. I mean, it was the opioid addiction with the lawsuits. Then it was the body snatchers and organ harvesters with the crazy doctors. I don't know if they're wearing red bandanas or if they're trying to take you to eyes. And then it was the pandemic. So you're paying all these women thousands and thousands of dollars when you owe trillions and billions of dollars. And now you're paying these women to break the code of dwelling and teaching. And those two words are put together in a language, and they mean something very, 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 very important. So it's like they take it really serious. Like, some people want to kill you for it, kind of like gangbanging. But the Project Bluebeam, I know you've seen a couple of movies lately, within the last couple of years, where a genie, and the phenomenon of a genie, how it's thunderous, you know. I know you've seen the thunder and lightning in it, but also how it's hand in hand with like water, kind of like the Maltese color, the blue sky color, the gin color, something like that. So I mean, if you have towers that's going up, and like in the old cartoons, in junction cities, Baltic avenues, Baltic areas, rural areas, my avenue basically, a hood, a neighborhood. Back in the day, there was cartoons that had places like that they used to show in cartoons in black and white. Mind you, I was born in '86, and the villain wasn't necessarily the villain. He was just getting picked on a lot of times. The cartoon is depicted kind of like the Animaniacs. It was like a cat, black and white, couldn't read or you had to read the subtitles, but you couldn't hear what they were saying because they were talking mumbo jumbo. They were talking like that. They weren't saying actual words. They were just, and that was censorship for a reason. It was just cartoons that came on early in the morning or late at night, and they were in black and white. So back to the specific cartoon, I forget the name of it. He's in a neighborhood, like a hood, like he's in a tough place to grow up. Everybody's bullying him for no reason. He's just walking around getting bullied. And then he came to his boiling point, his breaking point, and he looked around and he seen that the area that the people were living in was surrounded by a power plant. And the power plant had a whole bunch of antennas and electricity around him. So he started walking around and getting like madder and madder, but he started thinking, and everybody started bullying him. So he eventually walked out the city. So when he walked out the Baltic place, the junction place, he magically walked into a like, it was like a warehouse with a lever, a switch where you could pull down. Yeah, and basically he electrocuted the city. And you see him like contemplating, and then he pulls the leather, and that specific place was being electrocuted. So, and it was like a pyramid, because if you think about it, the hub was on ground. It was flat land. It was flat surfaces on Earth, basically, because there's a such thing as hills. So now, and a ravine means a ditch. I'll elaborate on that more. Watch how that scares you. Anyway, it's down here where the hoods and the buildings was, and then around was the antennas. So he kept thinking, and kept pondering, and when he pulled the lever, it electrocuted everybody in there. And he started thinking about all the bad things he was going through, and he would stop it, and then he would do it again, and then he would think about something else. So that's why I said, if you're thinking about something you don't know, say for instance, the electric current is up, right? And you can make the electric current worse on that person just by either pressing another button or saying something. Get where this is going? So if this was another country, and then the electrocution happens because there's something in space, and then around the territories there's something that connects to something in space, so here comes the electrocution. And now what makes matters worse is a frequency is going to be carried every time somebody speaks through, because words are sharp. So when they're going to have something with maybe even a cell phone, see what I'm saying? Like you could call the United States and go, ah, or you could call Canada, ah, or you call it Junction City and go, ah, why is already electrocuting? And then once you make a frequency, it disperses another frequency. So the electric jolt is worse, like zzz, even worse. If you're saying Mars, right, was the last planet or before Earth where mankind was, the Martians. This is history. Listen, the Martians supposedly had escaped, came to planet Earth, bumped into some Sumatran Indians. There were other tribes of Indians, the Mayan Indians, the Pawnees, the Sioux, the Cherokees, and everything. Everything was together. But the Martians was left brained. Think about it. I keep saying it. Left brain, shapes, numbers, colors, art, drawing. The back of the brain, even though you only use 10%, it's because it's a frequency. It's not the whole entire brain. It's just at a low frequency. That's why people think if you yell in your brain, that's using all of your mind, because it's the frequency that they count as percentage. So if the back of the brain is reptilian sensory, working out, healing, muscles, you see what I'm saying? And the right is reading, being a couch potato. You understand where I'm coming from? So, left-brained people enslave the right-brained people because the right-brained people is more entwined with the earth. Couch potato, what are you doing? You're in your own trend. Even if you're reading, you're still reading and structuring your brain and yourself, your schedule to be organized. Right? That's what it means. As opposed to being labored and hard. Individual characteristics of being a couch potato. So if I'm looking at a painting, if I'm being a couch potato looking at a painting, right? The individuality of the painting is left brain. The color, the shapes, if there's numbers on it, the pictures, the detail. Now, the right-brained people proved that this was their land. That's when the Anunnaki came. The Anunnaki was supposed to be the three guys that came from the planet Allah Ra. They started a one religion called Islam. Buddhism, Hinduism, Karma and Dharma. Those are cultures, people. Those are cultures. Those are cultures because the Anunnaki taught you that there is a such thing as Allah, the Creator. It's Satan, who is the devil, who is the child. And then it's the jinn, who is structured here. So the cultures teach you how the jinns operate, because the jinns don't have to take the word and will of Allah. They're just here. They're not good nor bad. They're just here. That's why some people say, oh, I'm going to live free spirit, because they don't care if they live or die, and they could live that way. That's where that comes from. So if the jinns is protecting you, there's some people have a right to be atheists because they understand that the jinn run people. You see what I'm saying? The devil has to ask Allah to hurt you, and then Allah gives him permission. However, the jinn is free-landed, free spirit. They can do whatever they want. But are we the jinn's people also? Because man was created from brown dirt, fire, clay, and white sperm. So now, in this generation, when the Anunnaki came from planet Allah Ra, now that planet Allah Ra is no longer in orbit. You know how Pluto died out? Same thing. That's why the consciousness left us. That's why people with different color eyes and different color skin left us, because it was close and now it's far away. But it still existed, and we pick up on it because we all still one in the earth. You see how it was close and it was far away. So when the Anunnaki established Islam, it was way stricter, and it was to stop the slaughtering, because the Martians, whoever the Martians are, they took advantage of Sumatran Indians and the Mayan Indians and turned the other Indians around, the other tribes, against those Indians. That's why Apocalypto looks like that. They painted them blue and stuff like that for the sacrifice. That's where all of that comes from. That's why they say there's cat people, the tiger, versus the dragon, the lizard people. That's what it is. The terrains is different. A dragon or a lizard lives different than a cat. See what I'm saying? So now that Islam is established from the Anunnaki and the Anunnaki leave, the evilness comes back. And the people take Islam and they make the Knights of Templar, Christianity, and Satanism. If you notice, Satanism, the devil has 99 names just like Allah has 99 names. All right? So, if the Luciferian effect happened because they escaped Mars, right? This is either the cyber Satan that's going to happen on a specific country, or this is something that's just going to happen to everybody because there is unidentified objects that's flying in the sky. We don't know if they have drivers, and we don't know if those are actual beings or not. Just think about it. The actual ship could be the actual being, just like a transformer. The car was the actual being. That could be the actual being. Now, what I'm saying is, there's different races of people because in your religious text, it says it, and I said it: brown dirt, white sperm, clay, red fire. So if you have races of aliens, right? And the Earth is parallel, universe is parallel, right? Say this is planet Earth, and you got things coming out the sky, coming down, and you got things coming out the water, right? And the Earth is parallel, and nothing is crossing. Say for instance, my hand, and I showed you where they're coming from. Say this is a mirror, and this is a mirror, and when they come out, they see something different, and when they come down, they see something different. But whatever's trapped in here is not more powerful than what's going on. So that's why I said if they are here, they're getting killed. There's a possibility they're getting killed too. You understand that? This is no game. It's either if it's just a fake toy robot from the shadow government spying on us or playing a trick on us. If something goes off, they die too. They die too. Right or wrong. So it's like, where were you getting this from? They swept the 80s babies, the ones that survived the crack era, the ones they played the bad cartoons for, the ones that they backdoored like how I was, the ones that they wanted hurt. They did it to us for a reason because they knew we were smart. We just like y'all kids, like we're smart. We picked up. Now, if I'm showing Will Kane, right? He left sports and went to go handle business. Meanwhile, you have Lizard Man here still around kids, still in sports, not working for the government, but he's a people's person, but gets to chew. He gets to chew people on TV with the white man's angle, white man's ear, and the white man's voice. He gets to unfairly chew people. And that's what he fails to realize. When black people see white people, and y'all give that same old-fashioned, repetitive, drawn down punishment, we don't want nothing ever to do with you again. Ever again. If you have to hold that, if you have to hold that mentality every time, then there's no sense of talking. And it's showing that you're brazen. You're showing that you want control. He's not smart. What he's doing is, he was prepped for this shit. Because of me. I'm the victim. And so is my cousin. He handles every situation. And as you can see, he squints his eyes and he's trying to look me in my face. In his brain, he's using his brain to look me in my face from when I was a little kid. And if you think I'm lying, go ask your chick. Go ask your chick. And then chill with your chick right after and see if I'm telling the truth or not. Lil Kane was right next to him, was speaking to him every time, bumped heads with him every single time. This man will not leave sports. He will not go to government. He will not go to government. He is sitting up there in every situation where it involves a player or someone making a bad decision or getting in trouble or any kind of controversy. He takes the situation that they put me in, including my cousin, and he judges it every single time based off what happened and what he's seen. But he takes whoever is being critiqued and criticized, and he puts my face on them. That proves a personal grudge. That proves my point. And he's carrying that energy every single day. He's thinking about me every single day. Why I don't have no kids, why I can't keep a job, why I keep getting in trouble. This same repetitive shit that used to happen, it's like because I was a 9-year-old kid in his brain, so I wasn't married and I wasn't working, and look whose white man brain I'm still trapped in. 27 years later. He still thinks about me. He thinks about me every single day. Every day. Every day. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Think about Nipsey Hussle and the kid, Eric Holder. Think about that. Think about if Nipsey was making all that bread, had all them businesses, and y'all clearly see Eric Holder has a disability in his legs. You clearly see that shit. Clearly. He thought about Eric Holder every single day and never wanted to hire Eric Holder for a regular job. What does that mean? The man got a disability. Obviously, if his health starts dwindling, them checks from the Marathon store could have helped your man for life. But you probably want to put him in the beef. You probably want him to go handle something for you. You probably need him to go sell some drugs for you. But you won't give him a job. So the man had to kill you he had to kill Nipsey with the whole hood tatted on his body in the hood to prove his on camera. Then do something extra to show y'all. And what I just told y'all, that could warrant somebody to do something like that. If you're saying I'm justifying it, then fuck it, I am. Excuse my language. I apologize. But I am. If I have to. The F-A-G-G-O-T word means a blue-eyed man. And for years, and they still do it. They still, like, what they did to me. They sit up there and they use that word right in front of you and dare you and try to terrify you on that word because of a community. Now, community is taking all of these words and y'all putting your own definition to them. So that means you're making your own law also. So I got Dr. Oz with the red bandana, body snatchers or organ harvesters, opioid addiction, the Bloods, whatever the case is. Do you want a sealed misdemeanor? Yeah, I'ma say it. Or do you want the open one so we could be grimy with you type of situation? That's what's happening. That's the white man's game. And then this is how they cooperate with you, by bending you. Since their white children can't really interact with the black kids like they want to, that's what happens. When we try to be fair, I'm a fair person and I'm not racist. When we try to be fair, you always need that extra talk, that extra leverage over me, so it can never work out. It can never work out. And then you exercise your power and you make the most ridiculous decisions, the most ridiculous laws ever. Ever. Like I said, when you're reading religious texts, you're putting pictures in your brain yourself. Come on. If you're reading something using your right brain, but all of a sudden your left brain is activating, that tells you something. It's ridiculous, man. It's a lose-lose situation. And now, what's going on is, see, my page broke out. My page got noticed by some people with some clout, and now some people they hating because they couldn't explain what Project Bluebeam is, and I just explained it to you. Something that we ain't never going to see. We actually seen it in black and white in cartoons. I got people, you know, they don't have no shoulders, they don't have no chest. They just sloppy and slobs. Like they look like they got 2 dead babies in their arms. And they targeting me still. They still working for the Illuminati, claiming that they not. They playing both sides. They using gray magic. Confusion. That's what gray magic is. Confusion. If you giving me the blues trying to make me sad about some shit that I don't know about, then gray magic must be gray. Confusion. It's a cloud over the blue sky. Family? You gotta pay attention to what you seeing. I'm not in the politics of Islam. And I know they say they speak against sex, but as you can see, the people with the politics and the people that go Ahmadiyya, Shia, Sunni, they're a little bit more disciplined than these politicians. That have politicians, have gang members. So don't associate me with that. And I'm not weighing your color. Like I said, look at your body. You have no deltoids. You have no shoulders. You have 2 dead babies in your biceps, and that's it. You got a dead baby in your stomach and 2 dead babies in your chest. That's it. That's it. That's all you got. Straight up. Stay away from me and don't help me, because you part of this shit. You part of it. Period. You can't even digest what I want to say. Like, how do some of y'all people become parents? That's how I know I don't know everything in this world. I just know what I know, and I know that you don't know it, and I know how to do it. So that's why I'm good in my swag, and I don't need your friendship, because a lot of y'all is lizards. Like I said, you want to talk like me. Y'all chicks' boyfriends, the chicks that y'all having babies by, when they be having the one-on-ones with me, I see why I'm single. Case closed. I gotta keep traveling, going to other states, meeting new people. Y'all be getting obsessed. I be having obsessed boyfriends and girlfriends I don't even know about. I be having a shorty, people want to hurt my shorty just because she with me. You feel me? You know me. You're using my sayings also. I backed you down, per se. In your mans. So, we're going to talk about it more. Even if we want to talk about your shorty, too. We're going to hit it there. That's it. I dropped one vid I knew you knew nothing about. I knew about it a long time ago. I'm the person that told everybody about the new military guns that was invented a long time ago. The Ballistia EP3, or the EM3. The eraser gun. It shot at cow and it turned into dust. There was no more cow. The ballistia was crazy. It was a magnet. It could stick you. It could stick you onto something metal. So if the joint hits you on the football field, whatever's closest to the metal, it drags you on. So if there was a plane up in the sky, the ballistia that hit you, and that it'll bring you all the way up to the sky, or whatever's the nearest magnet of metal. That's a ballistia EM3. You hear what I'm telling you? They made a black hole bomb. If I'm not supposed to say that, or an explosive, I apologize for the words. I know certain words is. They made a black hole explosion of a government. Basically, it's like a wormhole. You throw it down and the joint open up like a black hole and it sucks you in. That joint, and you're not seeing. It's an explosion. As soon as it catches you, it's an explosion. The bomb blows up and nobody sees it. Excuse my language. The explosive blows up and nobody sees it. It's a wrap. They got so much stuff we ain't never ever see, and they slowly leak it and we can't even see it. It be me when I had hair going in the barbershops, putting people on the new music, putting people on the who was really nice in the NBA and the NFL, what was really going on in the world. It was me, whole time. And during that time, I held in the secret with this dude. I will tell it to everybody and then put it together to see how smart you are. I already know what he did was grimy because I had to really think about it. I had to learn it first. Even though I had an idea already, I had to learn how much he really did not fuck with me. Excuse my language. You know? He did not like me. I had to, you see what I'm saying? All I'm saying is, man, would you get along? Who would you get along with? If it was me, who would you get along with? Who would you get along with? You can't.